Okay, did it go? Did it go? Am I too late? No, it's still Wednesday. Still Wednesday. Okay, this counts. This counts. It counts. Just because you Americans are in the past, this still counts as a Wednesday. So we're going to do a quick review. So I'm trying to find the figures that I haven't actually reviewed yet, and especially for the official figures, it's a bit like. So we've dug out. Reveal the Shield Tomahawk. Is it Reveal the Shield or Hunt for the Decepticons? I think it's Hunt for the Decepticons. Whatever it is, Tomahawk. Interesting figure. Quite interesting. These propellers are a bit bent down because the way it's been stuck in the box. Hot hairdryer. Like hairdryer, straighten them up a bit, not a problem. But I'm not going to complain too much because that's my fault for the storage. But this is some kind of futuristic-y kind of, I want to say pseudo-stealth kind of helicopter, if such a thing exists. I'm looking at you, Airwolf. He's got like rockets up here. He's got some sort of machine Gatling gun things here. He's got big missile pods here that clearly aren't weapons for the robot mode. He's got a little scope thing underneath here. And curiously, this actually turns. So you can look around. So if someone wanted to start motion this, they can have a lot of fun playing with that. I'm not going to, because nah. The landing gear, which is nice. I'll fold that up. These ones kind of fold up as more of a token gesture. They don't go all the way in. They just sort of sit just sticking out the back there. But it's close enough, right? Is this turn anymore now? Nope. Try and get that straight because it's going to bother me if I don't. And for some reason these wings can lift up a bit and pop off. Yeah, they're on ball joints. Don't always hold very well. Your mileage may vary. Again, this might be my fault for the way it's been stored. But they can lift up. I don't know why you'd want that, because then they just hit the blades. But you can do it. Little spinny thing at the back here. And look what this is. It's one of those little clip things that they did. And they got some on the underside of these guns. And point proven by the dog walking around. Okay, size comparison. There's only one comparison really I can do. Siege Spinister. So, be careful how I put this now. Not too dissimilar, to be honest with you. Roughly the same kind of size. I mean, this is, believe it or not, this is more likely to a real Earth-style helicopter than this. And if they're in scale, this one would be like a leader class, something like that. But whatever. That's nice enough. It's got a little cockpit, which can open, but not in this mode, because that makes sense. Yeah, this is a weird one, because it's not bad, but the transformation and things like that just stop it being enough fun for it to be good. It's in that little grey area. But I suppose we should transform it, which is always fun. Excuse me. Right, okay. So basically, these pieces here are the legs. Like, literally just the legs folded up. They'll fold up very nicely, but the legs nevertheless. Wow, now my throat's gone gammy. Ugh. So we're going to try and get these pieces, and you can do this basically. You can just pop this whole thing loose and then just straighten them, but I'm going to try and do it a little bit more neatly than that. Get these bits, fold them down, little tootsies. And then we're going to get these and bring this whole thing. These are pegged together and then they tab into the thing, so we're going to bring this down. Sure that hasn't all come undone. This tab here and this tab here. You see those? Yes, good. I'm going to hold there and hold there. And get them to line up is a bit fun, but you know, they go in. Bring those down. On these pins here, bring all this over, and it might want to split the legs by a peg there. Up to you. I like doing things at the same time, so doing one thing separately, but it's me. Get this straight, at which point this black piece in the middle of each one is the heel with the landing gear wheel in it. So you're just pushing those through. Make yourself a nice little sort of three-toed foot on each side. May have to adjust it in robot mode, but the point is, they're there. And now, where the hips are, is this whole grey section. There's a hip hinge there, and they're on ball joints. So you can just hinge this down. And look, it's a really, really forced girl walk mode. Yay! You can do it slightly nicer than this, but I don't. Just no. Okay. Now we're going to fold the propellers up, and I don't know if you can tell, but one's slightly higher than the other, and basically the top one folds down over the bottom one. Hooray! And they're going to be in the way for the rest of the review. Basically. They just are. Don't blame me. I didn't design it. So what we need to do is get this tail fin and close it up. Okay. And make sure they're out of the way. Rotate these wings. You're not staying off. You're going to stay on for the review because you can stay on for transformation. Just stop playing up. Make sure these are up a little bit. Because let's try and explain this to you. All of this side, up until this sort of beigey, bronzy, whatever colour that is, all of that is the arm. And on the other side, it splits down the middle. There's a hinge inside here and a ball joint in there. All of these are tight and fight with each other. But you've also got to get this to move with this in the way. You're starting to see where it's a problem. Okay, so we're going to split this. And these mainly stay in place by these holes going over the little nubbins on the inside. You see those? Holes go over nubbins and peg together. So we're going to get this, and that's the side that wants to pop off, so you can wait. Try and get this out of the way. And what you need to do is get them to come out there. There you go. Hinge, ball joint. Hinge, ball joint. Okay? But let's not stop there, because this whole section with this stupid thing on a ball joint and this whole arm assembly, this rotates. And it finds a place where it wants to stop. You just push it a little bit past there to lock it into place. And now you can rotate the arm round, and you get the piece with the tail rotary bit, and this on that screw there and that pin there has a double hinge. So you bring it around, which folds up the hand, fold this through, shove it to the side. That's it. That's all there is to it. Oh, some of these joints are horrible. And for argument's sake, on the ball joint, just rotate this so it's kind of flat along down the side of the arm. This will all become a bit more obvious when I get a bit further in, but for now you just need this clearance so you can move the rotors out of the way to do this side. Like I say, rotors are going to be in the way of everything. Ooh, burpees. Right. So let's get this piece loose there. Try not to pop that off. You see why I haven't reviewed this one before, kids? It's not that I dislike the figure. The figure itself's fine. So I've got it loose, straightened it to, that will be the front of the chest, so front it down, double hinge this over, so the hand's exposed, rotate this down without popping it off, yay! And then turn it to the point where it wants to stop, and just push it that little bit more, so it locks into place. Push the hip section back into place, might as well split the legs if you haven't already. Make sure the rotors are down and try not to catch on everything. Yeah. Now you got this. Oh look, there's the head. That's the review. No. You got to bring down the canopy, and while you're doing that, it starts to open because the head is inside the canopy. Sure, so we're going to push that all the way down, bring up the head, and then close the canopy. I mean, sure, why not? It's overly complicated, but fine. Fine. And there we finally have Tomahawk in robot mode. And maybe I'm the only one who ever has these problems with this figure, because I hear a lot of people, well, most things I've heard about this figure, people love him. And I'm a bit, Let's try and get him in a nice pose in front of the screen so you can see him in all his glory. There he is. He's there. And you can rotate him, you can see the back and all the spot symbols. And I don't dislike it. Okay, I know, I honestly don't dislike the figure. It's just the transformation isn't fun. It's too nerve-wracking to be fun. These ball joints, especially that one, are a nightmare. These propellers, if you could fold them all down into one and lock them somewhere, or do something with them instead of them just getting in the way of everything. And some of these joints, like these elbows, really tight. And then some joints, like the hips, really loose. And it's always been like that. This isn't an age thing. It's always been like that. All these joints in the shoulders are really tight. But the legs, apart from these knees, are really loose. So, yeah, look, he's got a knee there. That much. And he's got all this leg down to the foot. You can also do that if you want. No, you would, but you can. Weird proportions. Tight joints, loose joints. If you lift it up and look at it from the side, hang on. He's got a hole straight through him. Look. Primarily because of this thing in the middle. If that wasn't there, this might have locked down a bit tighter. But it doesn't. The canopy opens, but because of this tab here, which fills in the top of the chest, you can't open it in the vehicle mode. So what was a really cool idea, you can't take advantage of. Now for playability, if these don't get in the way, you can rotate these so they're pointing on the shoulders. They can fire forward. You can extend these forward, and you can poke someone with that, which I don't know why you would. But more importantly, this side, you can fold this out. Use it as like a giant pair of jaws of life. Ting, ting. Something you can do. Let's try and do this because I haven't done this for years. You can take this off. Oh look, they've got a firing gimmick. I hate firing gimmicks. Well, let's just show it back in. These will plug into the hands, believe it or not. They do actually fit into the hands. And because these stupid things, you can plug them onto the arms. They can look really, really stupid when they can just sit over the shoulder and do the same thing and leave his hands free. And these shoulder panels feel like they're going to catch on the wings. Not so much, but they feel like they're going to. See, this is where I haven't got a lot of nice things to say about this figure, and I don't know if it's the figure's fault or if it's me. Maybe I just got a weird copy, like maybe my one's got all the problems and no one else has. I don't know. I know a lot of people like this figure. Especially they like the Springer repaint that they did. Or remold, repaint, whatever. I'm getting stress on that because of how tight that ball joint is. This peg here, I'm not sure if it's getting stressed because of how tight the ball joint is. Maybe a touch of oil for that, I think. This one's not as tight. I can't, like I say, these stupid things everywhere. I can't bring myself to like it. Not enough. Like, even the face. Let's have a look at the face. It's too generic. Like, they've tried to make it cool. They've given him, like, this little visor. But it doesn't work. It doesn't look good. You know, it's like shaped like goggles. You can just about get the shape around it. But because they've just left it all out to the side, it doesn't look good. Yeah? Half the head's light blue. The rest of it's sort of black with gold. So inverted bumblebee. I know I'm going to be the only one who doesn't like this figure. I know that already. I know what's going to happen. But I can't bring myself to say it's good. I just can't. Size comparison. Kingdom Warpath. So he's a fair size for a deluxe. But that's what the older deluxes were like. They are that kind of size. I feel really bad because this is a super negative review. And it's not. Like I say, maybe I just got a bad copy, or maybe my one's just got all the issues and yours won't, or I can't tell you, honestly, I can't. But I just can't love this guy. There's just too many nitpicky, finicky things that just bother me. And again, the most finicky, nitpicky thing here is me. I just can't love him. I'm sorry, I can't. It just doesn't work. Like, even the feet, I just no. No, there were some good ideas here, but it just didn't work. Just no. I'm sorry, Tomahawk. Just no. I hope we can still be friends. I'm gonna leave because I'm sorry, I can't do it. And on that incredibly negative review, I should be ugly, I should be wretched, and I shall see all of you in the next one. Bye.